Hello again. So, let's not try to make this too long. But I'm back again. I want to keep going because this case has been interesting and it's the first time in a while that I have been finding my chance to keep streaming this game. And I love it. I just really love what is going on in this. Did I really see you pause the game in the chat? Okay, everybody who is watching, which is not that many people, apparently just lost it. Okay. Anyway, the idea is that the case is still very fun and I don't want to let it go. So let's keep going, shall we? For now, thank you everybody who keeps and watch. You know that I love you, everybody. And let's keep it up. So, continue from the last case.
Oh, this room. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so, familiar.
I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be just as you left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true.
So is your father alright, Susie? What happened? My father?
Wait, is the game audio going correct? Yeah, it is. Perfect. Yes, Professor Mikitova. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went to Japan. Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason.
That's right. So I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised but happy. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. That it was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved. Well, about that.
Well, we're all delighted to have you back.
It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference international.
Wait, how is my... Okay, so I haven't been dropping that many frames. I just wanted to make sure of that. I really should close some of this just so that we get much better performance. There it is. Okay. And I need this. You know, performance. Just making sure that I'm not dropping frames and the like. There.
It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium.
The International Forensic?
That's the same symposium Lord Stranghar mentioned.
Okay.
Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh! You must tell us?
You must tell us everything that happened when you were back in Japan.
Yes, of course I shall.
And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About you know who. About Kazuma.
I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Let's talk about shovels. Thinking back, that spade's been here since we first moved in, hasn't it?
I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade, it's a shovel.
Oh, so I'm in Susato's group. Okay. No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
The Great Spade Shovel War rages on. Oh my god. Do they have a ladder thing going on?
You have water gently boiling in the stove, I see.
It feels wrong somehow if I can hear the water bubbling away. And we have plenty of logs. It's not like we have to worry about paying for gas.
It's important to open the window for fresh air when the fire is burning, though. You can't keep it closed just because it's cold outside. It could be a matter of life and death.
Oh, they already knew about carbon dioxide poisoning? Interesting. Avoiding the freezing winter and air is a matter of life and death too, if you ask me.
Oh well. Perhaps a nice cup of tea will warm you up later.
And here it is.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to making you some tea again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Which you'd think I wouldn't like, given that I'm not keen on bitter flavors, but it takes out of sense tea. And it's amazing what a little cake or something on the side can do.
I would really love to serve you some sort of Japanese sweet alongside your matcha green tea. But I suppose that's simply not possible given how long we've been staying here in London.
Well, I don't like the little chocolates you put up with my tea. They work wonderfully.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you would, wouldn't you?
That gives me a warm glow inside for some reason. Aww. They are the best together. You see? I've been keeping my desk beautiful cover-up papers as always.
You really must study it up, Naruhodo. No more excuses.
But Miss Sato, the way I see it... All these papers building up in my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I like to leave them as they are, so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences.
In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Then you'll be able to see your papers building up all over again and feel that joy renewed.
Still can't beat her in an argument even though I'm the lawyer here. What is this? What is this?
That was taken when I left London, wasn't it? I have the same photograph on display in my room at the home in Japan, you know.
I wonder if we'd ever all be together again, to be honest.
Oh, I know. So did I.
Oh, she's beautiful.
But here we are, and I'm quite sure there's a reason we've been brought back together.
I can't deny that having Susato-san back again makes me feel as though fate has something big in store for us. And the Daruma doll.
I see your Daruma doll still has only one eye filled in.
Well, we agreed that it's something we do together, didn't we? We could do it right now if you'd like. I'd be happy with that.
I rather like the anticipation, I think, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good way to explain away the fact that you cannot just update in real time. I left your desk completely untouched, Mr. Sato. So it would be ready for you whenever we return.
It's beautifully clean. There isn't a speck of dust on it anywhere. You've been cleaning in my absence, Mr. Naruhodo? Whatever next?
Well, I couldn't allow my great assistant Dex to sit there gathering dust, could I?
It really is exactly as it was when I left. I'm so touched. But sadly, your desk is also exactly as it was too.
Well, that's how it should be after all.
Oh dear, I've forgotten how that clean-cut smile can be so disarming.
There. Wait. What are you... I thought that... Okay. Your room through there should be exactly as you left it. I've still never been inside. I've never been invited.
Of course not. Only Iris is allowed in my room.
No doubt I'll be hearing you two giggling away in there again then.
I'm so pleased to see all our sea creatures doing so well in the aquarium.
Yes, the prawns are still swimming and the anemones are still swaying. Obviously, I've been looking after them carefully. At first I used to drool whenever I look at those juicy prawns, but no more. They're like part of the family now.
I don't suppose they'll ever know how close they were to meeting their maker. It must be about a year ago now. I read a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Earl's greatest exploits. I called it the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh, we're bringing this one up. but then for Mr. Jones forbade you from publishing it. And put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it.
So nobody knows anything about it apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason... You know the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
Flashback!
Oh, it sounds so exciting! The Hound of the Basket.
Sorry. It's a flashback, and I actually put... Why did I put her voice in Susato?
It sounds so exciting! The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. And you wouldn't tell me. I could come to know it. Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time.
Really? Did I unlock a conversation before that?
I'm always sure I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
Okay, let's go in order. First, the armband!
You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased.
Well, yes, it feels like it wouldn't be me without it now, to be honest.
Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose. Just there, look.
Okay. I was just interrupted to say why I'm streaming. I'm supposed to be feeding Wilbert. Giving water to Wilbert, sorry. It's an inner joke about an arm that we have as a family about feeding a plant. It's funny. Because it always happens.
Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose just there. Look! I'd only been too happy to mend it for you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, thank you! I must have scraped against something again. I'm always doing that.
Then take better of it, please!
It was all going so well until I ruined it. About this paper, Miss Susato.
Yes, it's all about the great exhibition. I've been dreaming about it, you know.
I was sorry that you were going to miss it when you were called back to Japan.
So was I. I felt desperately unlucky. But here I am. I cannot know while it's underway. It's a dream come true. Perhaps you're not as unlucky as you thought.
Perhaps you're not as unlucky as you thought, then.
Once we've helped Professor Hairpin out of this terrible situation, we should all explore it together. And of course, we must invite the Professor's good friend Lord Van Zeke as well.
Really? Really, girl? Your luck might not stretch that far. Mr. Sato, do you see this?
You have such great expectation in your eyes, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm afraid nothing particularly useful comes to mind at all.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really. Crossbow.
This was used to shoot down the balloon, wasn't it?
Yes, with a flaming arrow. It's quite a formidable weapon.
I'm quite accomplished with a longbow myself, you know.
No, really?
If you were to balance an apple on your head, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm quite confident that I could hit it with a good 50 meters away.
What? Confident, you say? Does the apple necessarily have to be on my head? Generic dialogue.
Generic dialogue.
Generic dialogue.
Generic dialogue.
Okay. Let's see if the autopsy brings something. Nope. I wonder though. Is Andrew going to bring something? No. But the only thing that is missing here is the photograph of the balloon. No, it didn't. So at this time, conversations. Oops.
When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, matters mood changed entirely.
The awful trial? Oh, you mean the murder of Giselle Brett?
Oh, you thought us as a man then, didn't you, Susie? Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the quorum, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it, don't you, Runa?
Yes, I suppose so?
I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a first mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Mrs. Sato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter that it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
That's right. The very large dog collar.
Oops.
The very large dog collar. The collar we found with the B emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain.
So that collar is important. Like international level important. Okay.
I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet.
Why would that be then?
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie!
What was wrong with me? I can't have just read that without actually paying attention to what I was saying. That's a very meaningful look Susato was giving Iris there. Okay. You know that I'm not that famous, nor have many people here, so I'm just gonna give myself some promotion on my own. Lord Strong had mentioned something about that symposium too. I think he said I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jake Goku having been invited. It's something of an honor, I believe.
Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic science medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Yes, His Excellency Judge Seoshiro Jigoku. You met him, Mr. Naruhodo, last year in the Supreme Court room. You can't possibly have forgotten? That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder.
Ah, yes. Well, I try to think of that as a possible turning point in my life these days.
Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial.
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life. There's.
Oh, well, anyway, as father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end he agreed to me going in ahead.
Yes, about the symposium. Seems as though Lord Strong has us put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important.
I believe it is, yes. As I understand that Lord Strong had organized the entire event himself.
Whoa, really?
I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of an Attorney General.
The most senior position in the British justice system. So he wants power?
He's using to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution.
Oh, so he wants to be president without being president.
Well, that's what Father said anyway. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition.
Does Professor Mikotova know Lord Strongheart personally then? I wonder.
Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday.
Wait. Gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. But I sort of lost the will to leave early on and didn't really listen to much of it.
I'm trying for you.
Oh, the 14 hours of explanation, of course. Of course, of course. And now Giselle Red. Woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't even commit. The murder of Dr. John Wilson.
Yes, Giselle Red. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. The extraordinary thing is though, it seems it's a name we should all forget.
Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an English woman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist.
Was that a cover-up name? Was she a spy? Didn't exist? But how can that be?
It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin, and she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front.
A front?
Who on earth was she then? Miss Shin.
Assassin?
Her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Nobody knows why, or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery.
That makes no sense! It's not easy its task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could that woman have been up to?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand.
Now she's been killed. While all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered.
I'm afraid so.
Shin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Ooh, I forgot. There's one more set of people that I can tell them about me doing this. And now, what about Kazuma?
After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went out, and that visiting student fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They didn't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on a steamship, and that he'll never.
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn? He's been silenced? Is he dead?
After he died on the voyage to the Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there.
Should have been?
Well, it turns out that his body never arrived.
He's alive, isn't he? He's apprentice, isn't he? I'm sure that he's apprentice.
It just disappeared.
What? Kazuma's body's vanished?
Our governments tried to cover the fight up, it seems. They raided a grave on the cliff by our hometown. Well, except Kazuma-san isn't there.
Did Professor Mikatoma know anything about this?
Yes. It would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
I just don't believe it. What is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? The Kazuma mystery. Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Buria were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be that he's actually still alive?
Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo!
It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just thinking about the possibility pains me. So very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Shon was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly.
You're right!
So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Jones had lied to us. But there's no reason why he would. But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing.
I suppose that's true, yes.
The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope. But I can't let it. Because if it turns out that it's not true, then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me.
Susato. I know she's given the idea to the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Anyway.
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers.
Wait, before they came here?
There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Wait, what?
My Baskerville story? Of course it had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and...
Susato, what are you doing?
Oh, Father?
Did you look at those papers?
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry?
Forget that you ever saw it. Certainly, don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand? But what was Iris' manuscript doing in Japan?
I have no idea. But when I heard the Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father was a very good reason for being so secret about it, but still, I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Iris is just so confused because why is the manuscript all the way at Japan? And it's not like it's just gonna be facts or something like that. It's just that.
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. So, Mr. Naruto, I'm ready to start an investigation if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxworld Museum as well.
You just wanna see it, don't you, Winkero? So you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mrs. Ata. Nothing less than the usual, to be honest.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate Mr. Trevor. The engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and math. Oh god, there it is.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
Well, yes, he must know the truth behind this case, so I agree that we really need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of?
We don't have
much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think.
Good idea. Well, let's start knock then.
Oh. Whoops, what am I doing? sorry. Oops! Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the hair market. But let me know later how you got on, wouldn't you?
That was a little abrupt. The pull of the hair mask market must be strong, or she might be surprised at the fact that the manuscript was in Japan and needs to confront somebody about it. What is the new location? Oh my god! Oops. There's a lot of new dialogue now that I have Susato with me. This blackboard is where Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, she seems to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all line up.
Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say.
What? The little figures can speak?
All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine.
So I'm the only one who can make any sense of this? The Herlokian. So I got an achievement. What was that all about? Oops, not this one. I don't know how to check my achievements. Okay. The Great Ace Attorney achievement. To see what I did. Herlokian. I seriously don't know what it does, but okay. Oh wait. Yeah. I'm confused. We'll check it after the stream.
That's Sarah's wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just look at all the little bottles she's put into the shelves.
Yes, there are charming little ribbons tied around the bottles too. But the labels aren't quite so charming, are they? This one here reads deadly poison.
Oh, I've been so excited about the idea of helping Iris with her experiments, you know.
Just write about any bottles labeled deadly poison or highly explosive. We already know that Sean tends to destroy the roof of the house. Harry's pretty little tea set is set out as beautifully as ever. Look.
Well, it's only by carefully taking care of that tea set that you can make good tea.
Is that a roundabout way of telling me I need to tidy my desk?
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you overthink things at times. But yes.
If I remember correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter.
I think that every single one of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes blossomed from this very machine. It's such a dreamy thought.
I actually had a go on it the other day. The metal bars that move when you hit the keys got all tangled up somehow, and that made Iris angry.
Mr. Naruhodo, you're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again.
Now I made Susato angry as well. Susato-san angry as well. Wonder what is up with my tongue today. I feel like I'm saying a lot of tongue twisters. Ah, yes, Mr. Sholmes' curious collection of trinkets from the various mysteries is sold.
It's one of my favorite parts of this room, full of items with such exciting tales to tell. And I do believe he's added to it since I last looked. Now there's a mysterious pin's nest, a mysterious little box, a mysterious horseshoe, a mysterious biscuit.
I think that last one might just be one of Iris' unfinished snacks. Come on, there's so many things to check! My eye is always drawn to this big metal chest that Mr. Shulman Iris used as a coffee table.
Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers?
It is. Do you think that they treat it with more care, really? But only the other day I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it.
Oh no!
Suppose something amiss must have been frustrating him.
What a shame to destroy the furniture, though. Was it damaged?
The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes was doubled up in the floor for almost 10 minutes.
Oh dear.
That is a painful tale. And that is why it's so good to be curious in this game. There's a lot of stuff to check. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Although I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Pulling your legs under a warm blanketed table is so comforting.
You be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't mistakenly put your feet into the fire, will you? You'd suffer terrible burns, you know.
I worry sometimes about how Susato-san sees me. Oh, so this is like me talking with Star-Lord. This is me like an idiot or something. There's just so many things in this house. There's all sorts in the shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up. Why does this game keep teaching me new English words that I didn't use that much? It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
It looks as though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. The epitome of Mr. Sholmes' brilliance.
I don't get it. As it happens, I'm quite well practiced when it comes to stacking shelves myself. Just the other day, the shelf in my office finally gave way under the strain, though.
It looks as though it might topple if it does. And it looks as though it might topple, and it does! Yes, the epitome of your disarray.
I really don't get it. The Stradivarius! This is Mr. Sholmes' famous violin. The one he found being sold for a song at the pawnbrokery. What's it called again? A shoddy something?
Oh yes, these wonderful instruments featured in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. It's a world-famous Stradivarius!
Stradi what?
Stradivarius, Mr. Naruhodo?
Stradivor...
Are you even trying now?
We'll come back to this another time, I think. And this huge thing. I really managed to remember these behemoth things. The Great Analytiscope. Yay! Analytiscope, yay! Oh my god.
I don't think it was here when I left for Japan, was it? Oh, is that right? Yes, because it was with the pawnbrokery.
Oh, of course, of course!
Oh, that's given me a wonderful idea. I can put everything that's on your desk. The office would be tidy at last.
What a joke about it, Mr. Sato! You're joking about it, aren't you? I'm pretty sure that she's so happy about being back at this house, but let's go again. Hello? Oh. Oh, who is this?
Huh? Who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? Well, I wonder. I've never seen her before.
Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Yeah. She seems to be here. Somebody was talking about a very beloved character that they have in this case, and I have the feeling that we're about to meet her, even though I have no idea who she is. Oh, you mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Chance science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition. Country's been made to look foolish, and our politician is grabbing to respond. Orban 6 is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh, dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that prevented investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. As that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. Well, it is a scrap metal now, is it? Who's this woman?
Until later, Long Strongheart.
Well, more like,
Until later, Long Strongheart.
yes, thank you. Who was that? That was Dr. Corny Seth, Scotland's Yard esteemed chief coroner. She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of the case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Following the outcome of this trial earlier, I asked the coroner officers to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Oh, right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So, he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. By the way, Longstrong heard about this. The symbol of a defense lawyer in the Japanese judiciary. Oh, I didn't expect you to know that. Wait, did we already talk about this? Yeah, we did. Can I show you this, Lord Strongheart? I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence. Oh. Especially when the evidence in question is so dull. Oh, so that's the real reason. Okay, you don't care about this. Seeing behind the desk must make you feel so important, don't you think?
Would you like to have an office like this, Mr. Naruhodo? With such a grand desk?
Oh, me? No, I don't think so.
Oh?
Well, imagine if you suddenly found yourself needing the toilet. You have to go so far.
How, true? Perhaps important people who work in station offices like these haven't considered such things.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Why? Cyber the enormous clock is diligently maintaining its rhythmical tick-tock today.
Watching machinery at work can be so quite memorizing. Ironically, you can completely forget about time. What I particularly enjoy is watching the enormous wheels of a steam locomotive returning. When I was a little girl, grandmother often used to take me to watch railway engines, you know.
Engines. It's an open fire for me. I could sit and watch the flame for hours.
Mr. Naruto, we can install one in the office! An enormous wheel, turned by an enormous steam engine.
Perhaps we could start with a simple fireplace. I mean, they already have one on the first floor. They really are weird sometimes. These very European suits of armors are still glaring at each other across the carpet, I see. In a way, I feel like the guardians of the Lord Justice offices.
I suppose they're better like the lion dogs that guard shrines in Japan, aren't they?
Aren't they a bit too human to be called lion dogs?
Did you know that it's a dream of mine to keep 2 cats one day?
God, that was tangent. I feel as though we've gone off a bit of a Wait, what? Ryonosuke? You see why I click with this lawyer? I feel as though we've gone off a bit of a tangent, don't you? You couldn't read all of these books even if you were reincarnated 6 times over as a bookworm. Nordstrom can really have read all of this?
Thinking about it, Father's study is full of books that look as though they've never been read too.
Really?
Her peddlers of books are forever pushing their wares on him, you see. And I think it's just too kind-hearted to refuse them.
I can understand that guy. There's a phrase for that in Britain. People would say they saw him coming.
It makes me wonder if perhaps the vast number of books on the shelves in here are a sign of Lord Strongheart's overwhelming kind-heartedness.
Well, I'm not sure you could afford to have a kind heart if you had to keep Lord Vansix in line, could you? What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago, now unofficially of course, to pave the way.
Goodness! A year ago?
Next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the Hounds of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic division. Once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal systems with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burned in the fires of hell. I intend to see it personally. Really? You're starting to sound like you are actually the Reaper. I created the finest police force the world has ever known to protect our honor and our future. Look at those eyes. It means every single word. Your side is an extremely reliable corner. I officially established the forensic division at Scotland Yard. She will run it as my right-hand woman. You are clearly evil, man. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotova.
Oh, yes, my lord?
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotova, I mean? It was many years ago now, yes. I remember Dr. Mikotova very well. They know each other. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was before I was born.
It was the year I was born.
So yes, 16 years ago in fact.
Mikotova was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think you were. Dr. Mikotova studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Side was also there then, as it happens.
Then Dr. Side knows my father, does she?
She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their path crossed regularly. I have no doubt that knew each other but superficially. After all, Dr. Mikotova was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it?
I lived with my grandmother in those years.
Oh god. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years?
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away.
What do you mean? Why? Mom died? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Six actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. You could say it was that very incident gave rise to the Reaper. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a little pause because I'm yawning too much. That is going to make you sleepy, and I don't want that. I'm just gonna put a pause for a second while I go for one of my energy drinks. As you know, it's for the Camu Camu. Thank you, Hunter, as usual. And thank you, what was the brand of Camu Camu? Thank you for Camu Camu for giving us some of this so that we can continue gaming and like. Yeah, I know that this sounds like an ad, and that is. But yeah, I mean, I did promise Hunter that I was gonna do it. We'll be back in a moment. Gracias, Hunter. Esto nos ayuda. Whoops. That was not what I intended. But okay. Anyway, coming back in action. Hey. There it is. Thank God, because I really don't need the energy. And this is much better than I expected. Hmm? Well, I'm actually quite a bit happy about this. I was just checking for a moment, and apparently I did get... Oh, that was you, Ayadric? Wow, thank you very much. Thank you for noticing that this was about to happen. You're the best. Okay, let's go back in action. And you could say that it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Clint Van Seek, was murdered, it was just after John Barrock had graduated from the University of London and become a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing. Rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that whenever Barrock Van Seek went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind.
Oh my word! So Lord Van Seek is in the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother?
Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains if possible. Are you well versed in science then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. God. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Side's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation, but I suppose until then, there's no harm if you're looking at the wreckage, as long as you don't touch anything. Thank you! Being able to look at it is better than nothing.
Well, I'll be able to see it too.
Your time is up. So those were 7 minutes? I know they weren't. Sorry, guys. Have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you were so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend in preparation for the symposium, you understand. New location! Is it the... Yep, the forensics laboratory. But let's visit Harebrain first. What is he doing? I guess he's angry about the fact that his machine didn't even work in the first place. I didn't read that because I already said that anyway. Oh my god, Harebrain.
It's... oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing more now. Professor! Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Naruto. Who is this young lady? My name is Usato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner, none of this would have happened.
He really fell in love instantly.
No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear. I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning.
No. The whole thing, this whole miserable affair, it'll happen because I've been such a complete and utter clot. Professor Harebrain, what have you been working on in your cell? Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand.
Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surprise the super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe?
No, actually, this is my autobiography.
What? Sorry, what?
Your autobiography? Oh, well, it was Fiddle and Fiddle by Albert Harebrain. I found I can present my odd fortunes with an only odd numbers and an ambitious set of simultaneous equations, and
I'm having trouble saying all of that.
Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the losses.
Oh my god.
I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the Kinesis mission, you see? So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, a not birth and not upbringing.
You can beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. God, those little books that he has. I see, well... For now, would you mind if we talked about a little more about the case?
Oh, yes, of course! I've been working through the numbers. I was fiddled by the pair of them! Asman, I'm an Olaf engineer Trevor!
We're not going to have to see through an explanation of these equations, are we? Oh, thank God. Oops. Okay, yeah, this is a classical one. So, this is Andrew. Professor, do you recognize this?
Oh, it's Andrew, my faithful friend! How have you been? Are you alright? Nobody's mistreated you, have they?
Don't worry, he's being very well looked after.
I always rub him with machine oil until he's green.
Oh my god. Are you doing a hand job to your screwdriver? What is wrong with you? Right.
And then, when I come to tighten a screw with him, he slips on my hand and I can do it. It's that age-old problem faced by driver files the world over, isn't it?
River files. Oh my god. No, driver files. I really want to know, I'm afraid. Okay, so he's talking about the hypothesis.
Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Asman, the Kinesis machine, my hypothesis even.
I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way around.
No. It's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning I realized something.
Oh?
If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong logically. It makes no difference if you were aware of it or not. Ignorance is a pure excuse. The blame still lies with me.
Oh, Professor.
He believed in me this morning, you know. Barrock did. He believed my hypothesis.
Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case.
No. Barrock wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure she genuinely believed it.
But he...
I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean.
You don't think that he wanted to protect it, do you?
After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even.
I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there.
So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, it was anyone other than Barrock. I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense.
And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor.
Exactly. Which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Barrock insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
Hey, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Even though we proved that the situation was fake, nobody called you a fraud. Barrock has a heart. Somewhere, but very deep. Very deep. But he has a heart. You think that's why he...
I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul.
But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he?
Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have been some flaws in it.
What about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea?
Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start?
I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely. Well, yeah.
When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all of humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so empathetic. Empathic.
But in reality, he was a mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems.
I still can't believe it.
As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment actually.
The scale of it, it just wasn't some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception.
All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on.
Wait.
To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe.
It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Asman is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer.
Mr. Reno Trevor.
And talking about him, is he an engineer or a magician? Or a swindler?
It was about a year ago when Mr. Asman first brought Trevor to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the Kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist? Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist.
What do you mean?
He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's genuine is a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation.
Oh, I see.
But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there any more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts?
I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the Kinesis machine, nothing else. Although, just once. I did visit his workshop.
What workshop?
It was an enormous fabrication laboratory where he constructed my great machine.
Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Trevor's workshop? There's every chance we might find the man there. So you've been to Trevor's place of work then?
Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place, plenty of room to construct the Kinesis machine, you see.
Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we'll find Trevor there.
Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure. I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry.
I was more than half expecting that.
You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there.
He blindfolded you? Well, he wasn't taking any chances then.
The place was incredible! The pinnacle of modern engineering.
The pinnacle? How did you say that? Then I've checked something out fast. Okay, so he's here.
Even the oil he used was the very best, a special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. The indescribable scent of that imported oil.
Did you say French? Did you say French? Suspicious.
Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and just use that instead.
What do you think, Mr. Sato? Build the machine for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that.
I don't suppose you know I've been part of the workshop's address, Professor?
You don't have a business card from Mr. Trevor, for example?
The man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Sato. I'm sure he would never have.
I do! He gave me his business card once. It's right here, look!
What?
Let me see that.
Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you?
Enoch Trevor, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address.
No. Well, I can say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. This kind of stuff. Let's flip it up. There it is. What I expected. This starts much here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Hairpin mentioned something about the oil Mr. Trevor uses, didn't he? He said it was a specially imported, very high-quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
That's right, more importantly, that it's more fragrant than the finest perfumes. So excuse me for a moment. Oh. Doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry, I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount of here. That was enough to update this? Okay. And I'm gonna present it to you just because it seems like it's gonna be important. Oh, wow, really? Let's go to the experimentation stage. Ooh. Oh my god, Gina's playing with a dog!
I had no idea there were so many people in the world.
I know what you mean, it's really packed here today.
Feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds at this point.
Has it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Gosh. I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruto.
There you are! I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long. Oh. Whoops.
There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before.
Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work as usual.
Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since last we met.
Cat? What's cat? But this is not talking about to you know. What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning.
Not you, Sunshine. The gentleman so loyally at your side.
Oh, why thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice.
He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart. I suppose. As you probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate a scene some more.
Right, well, that's the junk trainees to me. Oi! Get over here, Gina!
She seems to be busy when playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional Eastern training.
Gina? She's a police officer now?
Yeah, she is. That's true. She didn't know. Amazing, isn't it?
It's a good kid, actually. Her's in the right place, anyway. Just got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep, I think she'll be following my footsteps nicely.
What do you mean?
I'm being transferred. It's time for me to see Turulu there.
Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along.
Not likely. You're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is.
To France? Wait.
I'll be working on in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley.
But France? It's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there?
That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. Don't go poking your nose in
Where it's not wanted. Oops. I just dropped my Joy-Con.
I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go.
What? You're taking Gina to Paris?
Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what become of her?
I suppose his words should slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses.
I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruto. I think he's worried about the Reaper.
Oh. Of course. Oh. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson mind too, is it?
Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina. Don't go babbling, you hear me?
No, of course not.
I've gotta keep that diving thief safe and sound. At least until all of this is over.
Oi! Did you just call me a bloody diving div again?
So you heard that, did you? Right, well. Any question about the scene that you can put them to my capable detective diva here.
Alright, you're the boss. Inspector Lestrange in charge now.
I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything of Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Oh my god, I love it! I love it! I want to pet it! I know that I can't because it's across the screen, but I love it! Oh my god!
Isn't it great? That was a name. Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable.
Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But isn't the not so lovely Inspector Gregson displaying on my mind, to be honest? Gina, would you take a look at... Oh, where did it go?
Looking for Desera?
When'd she do that?
I wonder if you got anything else to show me, huh? What you reckon?
Give that back first, please. Are you kidding me? Why did that update? Gina? We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again.
Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like.
Oh, that's alright, is it?
I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here.
Ah, yes, Dobby. Oh my god, it's adorable!
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind... Sorry, you can go up there, Susie. Huh?
It's like I told Laura yesterday. Even I aren't allowed near that wreck.
What's it called again? The reason we aren't supposed to touch it? The
Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Is that what you were thinking?
That's the one! That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it.
What are they called again? The forensic something? Forensic investigation team. Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted?
I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you.
You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other as far as I knew.
What was it again? Lord Strange something? Well, he's a strange, but it means like Strongheart.
I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart.
That's the one, yeah! Apparently he's always watching the time of something.
Actually, we just recently been to see Lord Strongheart.
You what? You've met him?
Last time the boss was called to go see him.
He waited for 3 hours at the cop's office and came back sniveling. Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene as long as we touch nothing.
Oh yeah?
Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never lead another chip again in his life. So you're still saying all this is a pop 4, are ya? I'm sure everything will be fine.
That really would be tragic.
Alright then, them's the stairs, up they go. Oh, thank you, Gina. It was great It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me there. You know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying about I'm about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and others made things hard for me every single time and all.
I was doing my job, Gina.
but watching someone else get it on the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you said that Dodgy Professor. Dodgy Spirit knows a total fix! The Dodgy Professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client.
Yes, I'm certainly wish he wasn't though.
It's a boss I feel sorry for. It's damn tough to do it impossible. What do you mean? I'm supposed to raise that overcoat by me? And I'm not in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer, what's his name again?
Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber?
That's the one, yeah.
So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be.
It's putting too much pressure on the boss if you ask me. It's giving him a cottage. Oh dear. But I do wonder if that isn't actually from all of the fried food.
Hey! The Totara lover arrives. How you doing today? So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. I wonder if they've actually had any luck.
It's really funny looking. But two eyes would not match, so like memes of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it.
Sorry. Ooh.
You know, that skull and ripper that's always clogging down glasses and that blood red blunk. Ah, Lurben Seeks.
He's always had it in for me, the cop. And what's he always calling about, man?
Probably would have been pretty good boss as it goes. She'd rather be the Reaper apprentice.
She'd rather be the print. She's Gina Lestrade. She's fantastic. I think that she is based on the character from the books. She's fabulous. Yeah, I love Gina. She is one of my favorite characters because of how her personality is just so rough around the edges and so cool. I'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. The way I see it, if the choice is between a cheap Gosling detective and a childish goggling demigod, you're equally badly off with both.
I suppose you're right. I didn't thought of it like that.
Glad we put that one to bed.
Anyway, the point is everyone at the chart's dead set on finding the Fish of Fate engineer. There don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck.
There's nothing that can lead us to Traveler at all? Toby the dog. Where did you find that little mop then, Gina?
Oi!
I knew that chick was gonna open with oi.
Don't be so flaming rude, Ada.
Slight overreaction, don't you think?
It ain't no matter, right? Toby's... Where did you put it?
Oh god, it's lovely!
Oh yeah, a bona fide detective.
Sorry? Wait, what?
I given him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you.
More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he? Dear lord, it's cute as heck!
Oh, he's a police tech, is he?
The police recruit dogs now? Well, yeah, actually they do.
I heard that they're already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell after all.
Did you say sense of a smell? I have a fairly good sense of smell myself as it happens. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. What?
That's nothing compared to this little fella, Odo.
Oh, really?
According to what the boss said, once Toby's here got a good whiff of your drawers, he could chase that scent to the other side of the world.
What? To the other side of the world?
You mean,
you can swim?
Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point.
Aye, rather a white margin. Yep, I am very, very Naruhodo. Well, Naruhodo. I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill.
I'm telling you, Horo, there's gonna be more and more dogs doing their bid for the police in the future. Yes, I agree.
Right, one of these days they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around.
Oh, dear. Sorry, Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Well, anyway, whatever you think about that dog here is Britain's first police dog. You say that, but I do know of a particular female dog that is completely the queen of a house. You can see it in Perry the Gamer's channel. It's available at Twitch and Facebook. I found them down this and the other day. Someone had just chuckling him out on the street. There you go. I knew she'd live and came from somewhere. Or she did.
Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? Children and to animals.
I know perfectly what I'm supposed to do now. About this, Gina. Yeah, I'm still learning me letters at the moment. I only know A to E, so if I ain't too much bleeding trouble.
Actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important.
Huh? How come? There's just a daredevil much in the back, that's all.
It turns out that this is very high quality French machine oil. It has a very particular scent, apparently.
You don't say! Let's have a whiff then. You sure? I don't smell nothing. No, we didn't mean that you should smell it. Oh, right. You mean Toby? His sense of smell is so good, he can track people over the oceans, can't he?
Professor Herbin informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drebber's workshop.
He's so cute. I think he's picked up a scent. Do you mean, if he follows the scent of this oil, it could lead us to the Doggy Cub's workshop?
That's right. That's exactly what we were hoping.
Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just borrow that. Wait, when did you... What's a pickpocket? If I can lead everyone to the Drebber's workshop,
I'll be the boss's boss before next week!
oh my god!
Oh, yes, Gina. I'm sure you'll be promoted.
Poor Purple Gregson. Right then, Otto, leave it to me. Sorry? We're gonna get going after the dodgy Engineer Cove right this minute. Oh, but hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty here all the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation after all. Oops! Okay. I have to place a little pause right now because I need to take some things. But for now, I'll see you in a moment. I'll just put my pause screen again. I will be back very soon. Whoops! I completely forgot and I started talking without sound. I was thinking that the drink was good and I was making voices without being heard. Let me try to say it. Alright, well, never mind. I'm gonna be me who gets it in the negative with the boss. Poor Gregson again. Ready to be? Get that old scent, have ya? Come on then, boy. Come on then, boy. Yeah, that's good boy. See you later.
I hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yes, I hope so too. Ideally before the dog swims across the channel to France. That's right, it's supposed to be from France. So let's see what else we can investigate. What is this scorch marks?
There's this scorching on the ground that you mentioned.
Yes, and there's what's left on the great balloons envelope, of the green balloons envelope. All clear evidence of the balloon that exploded on the day of the incident.
Poor Professor Harebrain. I do feel sorry for him that his dream had been shattered like this.
Someone wells and truly burst his bubble, as it were. Someone's well and truly burst his bubble, as it were. Yeah. I'm a bad person. The Crystal Tower.
I can't believe I'm seeing that it had such close proximity with my own eyes.
You've really been looking forward to the great exhibition, haven't you, Miss Osato?
Oh yes, when I found out that I had to return to Japan, I'm afraid I cursed my luck.
But here you are, back in London, gazing up on the magnificent tower.
I know. Perhaps I was wrong to curse my luck so harshly.
So are those the balloons?
Look, a flying balloon! I've never seen one in the flesh before.
I can understand how they can fly. And so high up as well.
Ah, but think of the view, Mr. Naruhodo. You must be able to see for miles and miles.
I don't think of it, and it terrifies me and terrifies me. I mean, it will be certain death if you fell out.
I'm sure they're perfectly safe after all. They've been invented by some of the brightest minds in the world.
Let's not forget that we know at least one has exploded.
I'm not sure there are other ways to fly. Oh boy.
Hey, can we check the hole?
What a shame that the symbolic landmark of the great exhibition has been damaged like that.
Yes, unfortunately the birdcage crashed in the most prominent position possible. It's the gods giving us a warning, if you ask me. Man must travel under his own steam, and not cut corners with instantaneous kinesis.
But imagine what might have happened if the birdcage had landed in a slightly different location.
I keep getting a bit of people that needs to be banned. How do you ban people again? It's a good thing that they're getting restricted.
The death toll could have been worse. So I think perhaps it was a blessing in disguise.
Well, the gods are benevolent, obviously. I did say it was just a warning. Man must travel under his own steam, or next time Birdcage will rain down on all of you.
Your faith is much stronger than I realized.
Well, how do you think I passed the entrance exam for Dumei University? It wasn't by studying alone. Oh my god. Okay. So let's move. Oh, wait. To move over here, I just remembered that I have to actually check the stairs. These stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find out. This place is still a mess.
Oh my! So this is a machine? that was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Hairpin went into in order to obtain the research grants.
No. The professor was strict as well. He didn't know anything about it.
Yes, of course. It is amazing though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that. You'd never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh, look, is that?
Band 6? Lord Band 6? So... I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Mr. Sato?
Already?
It is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, if I believe.
But we have permissions to be here, from the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine, as long as we don't touch anything.
From the top? You mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like.
Well, she could have been at the center of the explosion here and it wouldn't have been bent her steel wheel. She could have been at the center of the explosion and it still would not have bent her steel wheel. What a terrible explosion it must have been.
What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they called the birdcage was right in the middle of it all. Just here.
But look, Mr. Naruhodo, the metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
Oh. I can see where this is going. It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened in the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there? Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all corners of the world.
It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation, and I realize that British buildings being made from brick and stone are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel.
Oh yes, I do agree with you there.
I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's plain on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions. Oops. Why am I getting so many bots? It's a good thing that my moderator team is on top of this.
You really don't let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruhodo.
And then there's the bitter cage. This wasn't here yesterday.
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right, the bird cage. According to what Professor Hairpin said in court, it's made of wood.
Or more precisely Japanese cypress, I think. And despite having been in an explosion and then falling from a great height, well, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I didn't understand that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they finished their work.
But sadly not with the body inside it.
No, that's right. I know we're given a strict instruction not to touch anything, but still, this is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial. I don't think that I added all of that to my car record, just pictures of something. I wonder... Oh my god, I really can't check it completely. Oh, it's broken here. Look here, Mr. Sato.
Oh, Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose it fell from such a height?
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying, down into the crystal tower below. A fall about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
Wait a minute. Why was it broken below? Didn't we establish that he fell over his neck? Huh.
I hear that a ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples.
Ooh, I got an objection. Let's see. Escalante is here. Thank you for visiting here. I hope you're having fun.
I hear that a ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite.
Okay. I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the Jack Terror personally, but then I'm not alone there.
Aren't you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruhodo?
So I guess he transferred that to the rest of his family. Even the ones that are not blood related, like Apollo. Not that I'm scared. Not at all. No. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer. Yeah, safer. That's it. Yeah.
Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Sholmes to accompany me on it in that case.
When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try.
Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it?
And now the man of the hour, Lord Ben 6. Oh, another objection. This time? Oh, the fighting game community is coming over here and seeing why I love playing Phoenix Wright so much. As you know, he is my main character in the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. So I hope that you can see why I love this series so much. Hope you have fun. Least approachable man on the wall winner 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Mr. Naruhodo. Your country and your assistants stand firm behind you.
Lord Ben 6? What? Well, a beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Thank you for saying that comment. Apparently, Uniponese are unequipped to read their signs. Oh no, I read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Well, the thing is,
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me. Never mind. State your business then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Ben 6 about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this.
Ask away, Mr. Naruhodo. You won't know unless you try.
Clint, was the name of your brother, older brother, understand, Lord Ben 6? This, Carlos Escalante, is the Great Ace Attorney. It's essentially a spin-off of Ace Attorney or Phoenix Wright, whatever you're gonna call it, which is essentially an ancestor. So all of the cases are in Old Japan and Old England. Right now, we're investigating a murder. Or more like, we don't know exactly if it's a murder, but somebody died during an experiment in which apparently a scientist or client, Mr. Professor Albert Hairbrain, tried to make a teleportation machine and accidentally killed, or according that's what the prosecution is saying, that in the experiment Mr. Odious Man, sorry, Odious Man, was killed. But Odious Man ended up being actually a criminal boss that has a lot of investigation. Okay, let's keep on. And this is the prosecutor in the case. So, Clint, what's the name of your older brother? I understand, Lord Ben 6. Oh, es un buen punto. Muchas gracias por invitarlos, Perry. Sí, también hablo español. Es solamente que el juego está en inglés. Y de hecho es una razón por la que hay mucha gente en la página de Ace Attorney haciendo el meme de protesto. Porque los juegos no han recibido traducción a inglés en los remasters recientes. Lo cual es extraño. Pero... ¿Sí? That is a good thing. You speak English, so I hope that you understand why I'm speaking English during my streams. If I get to stream more fighting games later, I will change to Spanish from time to time so that you can enjoy the game. Sorry that right now I'm mainly speaking this game in English. But I mean, the game itself is in English. Clint was the name of your older brother, I understand, Mr. Ben 6. Lord Ben 6. You Nipponese. I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So you've been investigating me, have you? No. Not like that. Okay, Perry. I'm definitely more similar to Ryonosuke that I feel he sometimes accidentally investigates his friends without noticing. Well, alright, it is a bit like that. Shut up! My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was a pride of the Band 6 family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. The professor, you mean? Is something funny? That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Is there more to this? Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? You're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nipponese with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident? As it happens, Lord Ben 6, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention. Are you aware of the Madame Tussauds Museum of Waxwork by any chance? I am, naturally. I believe that since last month I feature in one of the displays there, for public score. Of course, their infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he? Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom. A particular waxwork? Which... Wait, you mean? Yes, it's a professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. Oh, right! So, two of the main characters here are actually Sherlock Sholmes, or should I say Sherlock Holmes, just, you know, a copyright once removed. And his assistant. This is supposed to be Sherlock Sholmes. And his assistant, Iris Wilson. Mr. Sholmes is investigating this case as we speak. I wasn't aware of that. He's turned as white as a sheet. So, the engineer and Trevor. Are the police trying to locate the engineers, Mr. Trevor, already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Which, according to Professor Hairbrain, was a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle. So I was just wondering,
I realize it's probably not possible, but we pretty much appreciate any more clues you can give us.
Wow, so Sato-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Fine, why not?
I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago.
Whoa! What are you, Sephiroth?
It appears he had already had that black monocle at the time.
What? No, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us.
We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow. Which means we have to do everything we can possibly to track him down in the short time available. So why would I show you the photograph? What is this about Lord Ben 6? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all.
Wait, the monocle is black? As in, whoa! Okay. The apprentice.
The file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you.
You are also reacting to this, aren't you, Susato?
Are you alright? Who is this man, Mr. Naruto?
Lord Ben 6 apprentice, apparently.
So I'm not the only one. Susato-san can see it too. Lord Ben 6? May we speak with your apprentice for a moment?
With him? Why?
Kazuma-sama!
Whoa! So she's sure it's him!
So... I don't believe it. Kazuma? Imposture! Your presence! It can only be... It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama?
Felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. Yet another English speaker!
As if I knew him somehow. Can it really be you, Kazuma?
Wait!
Wait. What's going on here? What is your interest in my apprentice exactly? You act as if you know the man or something. Well, since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Well, Lord Stromgar introduced him to me about 3 months ago now. With instruction to mentor him as a prosecutor.
But he didn't tell you why, did he?
The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself.
Are you kidding me? So, what happened in the boat might not have resulted in his death, but he did hit his spine. And I guess that a good blow to the head is capable of making you forget who you are, so...
Kazuma has amnesia?
And is that the guy? He survived?
Huh.
Okay.
He has amnesia? Tomorrow he will appear in court at my side.
What?
He's to serve as my judicial assistant on Lord Stromgar's orders.
Yeah, we're going to see Kazuma in court.
You'll be in court with us?
Now then, unless I'm so much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course. Yes, thank you. I definitely saw a reaction there. When Susato called out like that, it really seemed to hit a nerve. And she called out Kazuma-san.
Okay, I'm calm now. You already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. Yesterday, in fact, at Lord Bensick's office.
I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Shom lied to us.
Whoa, that's a good point. I think we're going to need to speak to him about that. You're going to have to leave now. The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will be problematic. What sort of problems can arise? Foreign affairs problems. Well, we could do without. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Mr. Sato.
Of course.
That got heavy. Madame Tom spells.
Oh my! It's no wonder it's called the House of Horror. I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery.
Being scared makes you crave sweets. I can understand that.
I was looking forward to our reunion after 6 months away, but there's no sign of Mr. Shoms anywhere.
That's strange. You should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll have to come back again later. Really? There's nothing here? It is surprising. And now the forensics laboratory. Or the horror house, whatever you're gonna call it. What the heck is this? I believe this is it. Dr. Sid's laboratory. That chemical smell real assaults the nose, and there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too. Oh boy.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here. But we're here now, so we might as well do the same sightseeing, don't you think?
What a seasoned tourist you become, Mr. Sato-san. We could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls. This is terrifying.
That looks like an owl and a crow up there.
I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display in the office instead.
Well, look at this! What a magnificent display case! The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they?
You have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruto?
Mrs. Sato? Can't you tell I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope!
I'll be sure to remember that from now on.
If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. If I don't see it...
I suppose this is Dr. Sid's desk.
I wouldn't like to work in a place like this!
It's very tidy though, isn't it, Mr. Naruto? Imagine how efficiently she must work.
The lightning is poor, which is bad for the eyes. And the chemical smell can be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. Oh boy. Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose. I can just about cope with one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that's all. Boy. Actually, I have to say, working here must be terrifying. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in this cabinet. What an assortment of chemicals. These ones here are labeled highly toxic. That's worrying because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there.
Oh, yes. And they actually say salt and pepper on them.
The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has a meal here sometimes next to the poisons. Life goes on. And when you're surrounded by death. God! I thought that I was gonna be able to check the blood. Why do I want to check the blood? Tools. A table and a set of sharpers. You consider each in isolation. It all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
You'd either have to cast iron constitution, or a really terrible sense of smell. Those large sharks seem to have pale things floating around inside them, and that sounds terrifying. Was there fruit liquors or something? Or like the pickled maboshi plums we make back home?
Ah, Father had jars like that in his laboratory as well.
Yeah, but your father's a medic. I expect there are human organs in a preserving solution. Probably experiments of some rare medical conditions. I'm gonna throw up. There are some things in the world, Misusaro, that is never good. That is perfectly fine never to know about. You know, ever. So as I said before, I'm sure they're fruit liquors or maboshi. Yeah. They're just uses, aren't they? Aren't they? Of course. Wait, why did it come here? There's nobody here. I checked everything and I still can't see anything. Wait, we need to investigate more? What am I missing? The book? I missed the book? Okay. Look at this big thick book here.
Ah, it appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think.
Oh? What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... Well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
What? What? This is a forensic laboratory. Why do you need 500? I don't think that there are 500 people getting killed every month in London. What the heck? They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know.
Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. That's why I'm so surprised.
Only scalpel blades can be sharpened too.
And scalpel blades can be sharpened too? This seems a bit strange. Right. 500 scalpels a month? What could they possibly be using all of them for? What are they, weapons? What are you doing? Wait. It is clearly that laboratory lady, so... What are you doing? Sorry, we, had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... So you thought you'd snoop around? That's acceptable to people from the East, is it? Well, what did you want? Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Asman's body, I mean. So we came to ask you about your findings. On Lord Strongheart's advice. Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave. Immediately. Can I show you my attorney's armband? Dr. Syed, would you be good enough to take a look at this? Oh! You think I'm good enough, do you? What? No, I didn't mean... So, I'm not good enough? In that case, why would you show me anything? Clearly you're too good for me to show you anything again. Ever. Okay, so you don't care even about the picture. So I'm just gonna talk. So, you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene. The victim, Mr. Odie Asman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion. And the Mr. Asman, who appeared moments later partway up the Crystal Tower. Wait, what? We're without question one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion. But that can't be right! If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see. If the people who look very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they? Very true. But sadly in this instance that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident. Fingerprints? Wait. We didn't have fingerprint analysis last year. They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system, but one day they will be used as an investigative aid, as a matter of course. Oh, okay, so they're still not... Whoa! I didn't realize that she had that much of a killer smile. This woman is a lady. A super lady. What the heck? She's beautiful. Oh my! But that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. Wow! Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to the other. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Whoa! Oh my god, now I have to make another female voice, and she's the daughter? So... Mama? What is this? Where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama? This is a lawyer, dear. Oh. Hello? To meet you? I mean, pleased to meet you? Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. We're not gonna... Mama? Yes? Can I cut this one up? Whoa, what the heck? What?
I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that definitely terrifying voice is absolutely perfect for this terrifying lady.
Of course you can. It's a live specimen, as you can see very well seen. Boring.
So I have to try and think on the fly of Miss Wednesday over here. I think I just had a near-death experience.
Oh dear, Mr. Naruto, you just spilled a corpse!
Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one. Well, I think we've done all the investigations we can here for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Trevor.
I'm sure Gina and the little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we're out to try to speak with Mr. Shumps at this point? We had things to discuss and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months.
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful, you're right. Where to find him at Madame Spells? He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit.
Yes, Iris told me all about his latest initial adventure.
Anything else, lady? So, what are you doing at the moment, Doctor?
Keeping a close eye on things so no impertinent Easterners think they can look around my office.
Are there such impertinent Easterners around? How terrible.
Yes, you!
She doesn't mean her words, Mr. Sato.
I think perhaps it's time we left.
She's angry. Let's leave before she gets more angry. Okay, let's go to Madame Spells. Here we go!
Here we are again at the House of Horrors. Gosh, I'm afraid I haven't got used to this place yet. I'd still like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Yeah, the confectioner, of course. Susato-san really is after something sweet today, isn't she? Oh!
What's the matter?
Look, Mr. Naruhodo, look at that waxwork! I'm quite sure it wasn't there before.
Oh, hi, Mr. Jones.
It looks exactly like Mr. Shumps, down to the very last detail.
Aha! Did I get tagged or something? Yeah, I lost track of whatever it was. What is it? Oh, sorry. I think you'll find... That's the temporary waxwork himself. French, I just remember.
Ah, the find of a dedicated employee.
Yes, hello again. It's Renosuke Naruhodo.
I must say, I'm quite spellbound by the great detective. He's a marvel. My precious waxwork, it's already back where it belongs.
You don't mean...
But yes, the mystery is solved already.
Wow, Mr. Shumps can really engage his brain work. He's hungry enough.
So as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties.
Yes.
His habitual duties? Alors si, do not disturb her.
Where's Susato-san? He looks very perplexed. It's examining. I like examining everything. Ah, yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever's on the other side of them, you just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you?
The sign says it's the Madame Tussauds special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know! Can you believe that? Pay more money? As if we haven't been scared enough already. I told you, Perry! I told you that people don't like to be scared!
It's not my doing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Told you, I am horrible with horror. And apparently, my favorite lawyer agrees on this.
Oh, what a horrifying scene! A murderer caught in the grisly act!
I know, and in case you were wondering, it's the one with the big knife that's supposed to be the killer. Okay, maybe I'm not as much of a big fan of Naruhodo after as much as I thought.
I don't think anybody would be in any doubt about that, surely.
And did you know that according to the description, the bathtub in the back has no particular significance?
What? Really? I would have thought it was meant to show that the killer also worked in a bathhouse peddling criminal wares.
What? Huh, we have a new theory. Then we have... oh right, there's one. The old policeman isn't here now, obviously. I still can't believe he just happened to be on the jury, though.
I don't understand that London has a population of 6 million people, and yet... you don't seem to run into the same people disproportionately often, don't you?
Going to meta here, guys. What is this? Is this a step ladder? Ah, there's a step ladder there, look! Yeah! Oh, yes, a step ladder.
I think perhaps we should let the perpetrators know that someone's left it out. The step ladder, I mean. Something wrong?
Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument? That's a fantastic reference!
This one's posture reveals his weakness.
Sorry?
The killer stands lips wide open to attack. I'm quite sure I could see him out. With a Susato takedown, then a Susato squash, and finally a Susato smash.
Okay, I just remember. Susato does remind me of Kazumi from King of Fighters. She also has those kind of fight style. Right.
And if that doesn't render the culprit unconscious, a Susato slam would finish him off.
A Susato slam?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's rather hard to explain. Lift yourself open slightly and I'll demonstrate.
No, absolutely not. No. Jones.
We really don't need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I'm longing to say hello again. But where is he?
I love Sholmes. I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually.
Oh! What did you...
Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I! The world-famous great detective and watchword, Sherlock Sholmes! Of course you fainted! Susato-san! My most humble apologies. My most.
I thought I died and gone to Eternal Paradise for a moment. Via London.
My dear madam, allow me to make my amends by offering you a tasty, free deduction at some point. As long as it's not a questionable street food quality.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes? What the heck?
Merely a secret identity, you understand? That the case is largely solved now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about
The Waxwork adoption, I presume?
Oh no, wait, that was Ryunosuke! We're talking about the Waxwork abduction, I presume. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was just as easy as proverbial pie. What is the status of this? This is a bit concerning. Okay then. So I confess, I'm going to partake of a pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any flavor so far for that matter. Oh, perfect. Now you make me go hungry, Jones. That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Ah, well, do you remember I said it was largely solved? Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone?
Oh yes, it's a most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away.
No, not yet. I'm still waiting for it. Oh, I see that the network is going down. I'm dropping too many frames right now, aren't I? Sorry, I was just trying to reload a particular order from Uber, and apparently that might have made it so that I drop a ton of frames in a moment. I see that it's going down again. Okay, so I already have streamed for almost 3 hours. What I'm gonna do is that I'm going to finish this section over here, and after that, maybe I just call it a night, because when this internet goes bad, it takes a while to recover, and that is the reason why I don't play that many fighting games online. I'll keep going though. Don't worry. Let's give it a moment. And anyway, so I have been liking this case so far, but I still don't know. I don't have any idea what's going on, and honestly, that's fantastic. I feel like the best cases in Ace Attorney are the ones where the character, when I cannot tell at all what the heck is going on until something at the trial happens that makes everything click. Bridge to the Turnabout did that. Dual Destinies did that. Surprisingly, Spirit of Justice did not do that in the last case, but it was still very good. Actually, I see that it's still going even lower and lower. I might need to call it already that way. I'll just finish this small conversation. We'll have to call it a night because this is just very bad. I see what's going on. I see what you're asking me about this. And thank you for letting me know, to be honest. Gosh, this is bad. Horrible even. Recover, some recovery. Okay, maybe I just have to call it a night. So, I'm sorry guys, but it might be that my internet is having one of those issues. After all, the weather has not been the best as of late, and I still don't have the new network. Hopefully this will improve very soon. I cannot wait until I get the new internet. But for now, I think that we're gonna have to call it a day. We did advance a lot. We did meet Band 6, and we did meet the apprentice, which we're pretty sure is Kazuma at this point. We did talk with the professor. We met Toby. Toby the dog was fantastic. Harry got to meet Gina. And we saw a lot of new clues. Honestly, I am satisfied with what we got today. But for now, I think that we're gonna have to call it a day for, like I said. And I hope that I can see you next time. Next time, due to how much we have advanced on the investigation, it might be that we have to start the trial next time again and keep going from there. It's been almost 3 hours. I think I'll call it a victory for today. And to be honest, thank you everybody for doing this game with me. I'll see you next time, okay? Maybe when I get the new internet, I'll be able to finally have some fighting games with you, and you will see my Phoenix Wright in action. That's a good thing, isn't it? See you later!